نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولقد صدق عليهم إبليس ظنه فاتبعوه إلا فريقا من المؤمنين وما كان له عليهم من سلطان إلا لنعلم من يؤمن بالآخرة ممن هو منها في شك وربك على كل شيء حفيظ. قل ادعوا الذين زعمتم من دون الله لا يملكون مثقال ذرة في السماوات ولا في الأرض وما لهم فيهما من شرك وما له منهم من ظهير. ولا تنفع الشفاعة عنده إلا لمن أذن له حتى إذا فزع عن قلوبهم قالوا ماذا قال ربكم قالوا الحق وهو العلي الكبير. قل من يرزقكم من السماوات والأرض قل الله وإنا أو إياكم لعلى هدى أو في ضلال مبين. قل لا تسألون عما أجرمنا ولا نسأل عما تعملون. قل يجمع بيننا ربنا ثم يفتح بيننا بالحق وهو الفتاح العليم. قل أروني الذين ألحقتم به شركاء كلا بل هو الله العزيز الحكيم. وما أرسلناك إلا كافة للناس بشيرا ونذيرا ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. Respectful of our friends, in last week's tafsir, we had covered the mention of the people of Saba. And the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had mentioned them was due to a reminder of the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted them so many blessings. But instead of doing the shukr of Allah ta'ala, showing gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they did the opposite. And due to which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then dealt with them accordingly. That all the luxuries that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given them, the comfortable lifestyle that Allah had given them, all that had been taken away from them, and they became what? فَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ أَحَادِيثًا. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that they became mere narratives. That how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed them and they remain just part of history, and how we narrated them as well. And the purpose and the reason why Allah Ta'ala revealed these verses were going back to the previous verses of Sayyidina Dawood and Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salatu salam, was to show the might and power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hence there is no reason why the mushrikeen and the disbelievers should deny the hereafter or reject the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the power and the ability to resurrect on the day of Qiyamah. Further in the verses revealed now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala recited now, Allah ta'ala says, وَلَقَدْ صَدَّقَ عَلَيْهِمْ إِبْلِيسُ ظَنَّهُ فَاتَّبَعُوهُ إِلَّا فَرِيقًا مِّنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Just the way the people of Saba, Allah ta'ala says, Iblis certainly found his expectations about them to be true. صدق عليه إبليس ظنه فاتبعوه, so all followed him. إلا فريقا من المؤمنين, but a group of the mu'mineen. Meaning that Iblis found his expectations, صَدَّقَ Iblis ظَنَّهُ. Just the way Iblis had wanted that he should be followed. That is how he found it, that besides a group of the believers, the rest have done what Iblis wanted, and Iblis wanted that people follow him, and Iblis has found that he has got that. وَمَا كَانَ لَهُ عَلَيْهِمْ مِنْ سُلْطَانٍ إِلَّا لِنَعْلَمَ مَنْ يُؤْمِنُ بِالْآخِرَةِ مِمَّنْ هُوَ مِنْهَا فِي شَكٍّ وَرَبُّكَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ حَفِيظٌ. And he, وَمَا كَانَ لَهُ, for him, and cannot wield any power over them. He, meaning shaitan, cannot wield any power over them in such a manner that إِلَّا لِنَعْلَمَ, but that we know, we may know, مَنْ يُؤْمِنُ بِالْآخِرَةِ, who are those who have iman in the akhirat, مِمَّنْ هُوَ مِنْهَا فِي شَكٍّ, from those who are in doubt about it. وَرَبُّكَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ حَفِيظٌ, and your Rabb is watchful over everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that despite the power of shaitan, shaitan however cannot and does not wield full power over anybody at all. I mean that shaitan cannot force anybody to do anything, except the fact that he can whisper into the hearts of people, he can influence people. And just the way we had been mentioning, or was made in the Wednesday program, in the Wednesday Majlis not too long ago, that shaitan does not physically take a person to carry out the disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shaitan doesn't have that ability or power. Otherwise, on the day of Qiyamah, each one will say, it's not my fault, shaitan forced me, he handcuffed me, he chained me, and he dragged me, and he took me into the gambling house, and he took me to the nightclubs, and he took me into the dens of vice, and he's the one who forced me, and he's the one who controlled me to do sin. So everybody would get away scot-free. So here is a case of Allah Ta'ala has given shaitan that amount of power. He just has an amount of influence upon people. More than that he cannot do so. So every blame will not be on shaitan. So وَمَا لَهُ عَلِيهِ مِنْ سُلْطَانٍ. Sultan means power. إِلَّا لِنَعْلَمَ, except the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him ability to influence people in such a manner, so that لِنَعْلَمَ مَنْ يُؤْمِنُ بِالْآخِرَةِ مِمَّنْ هُوَ مِنْهَا فِي شَكٍّ, so that we may know and be able to differentiate between those who have iman in the akhirat from those who have doubt about it. And that is the test that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts us through. Otherwise, if things of the akhirat were shown to us in black and white right in front of us, then every person would believe in it. Similarly, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was to show himself, manifest himself here in this world, there would be no disbeliever at all. Then there would be no test at all. The test is that who are those who believe to differentiate between the believers and the non-believers. So for that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given shaitan that ability, that shaitan will sow the seeds of doubt in the hearts of people. And then there are those who will ignore those doubts and fully believe in the hereafter, believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there are those who will still remain in doubt with regard to it. If you're in doubt about it, you're not believing in it. That's why it's very, very important for a person to stay away from any doubts. To stay away and abstain from any doubts. So this is what shaitan does. That's one of the steps by which shaitan misleads a person, is to sow the seeds of doubt in a person's heart and mind. Some doubts are those which, yes, can be clarified. That a person should get clarification of if there is something that they are unsure of. But there are many other doubts which shaitan just puts there in the heart. To do what? To actually take away a person from iman, to take them towards kufr. Hence the Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself mentioned in the hadith, تَفَكَّرُوا فِي خَلْقِ اللَّهِ, that ponder over the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَلَا فِي اللَّهِ, and not in Allah ta'ala. Meaning, do not start pondering with regards to Allah ta'ala's dhat, but rather ponder over what the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the power of Allah ta'ala. You recognize Allah ta'ala through through His qudrat, through His creation. Allah Ta'ala's manifestation of His qudrat is in where? In the various creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is where you will see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you ponder over these things, the marvel of Allah, the beauty of Allah Ta'ala, just look at insan, how beautiful Allah Ta'ala has created insan. And if insan is being created so beautiful, then just imagine the beauty of the one who's given the entire world's beauty. The might and power of the most powerful things we see around us. Then just imagine the qudrat of the one who has created and has placed that might and power in whatever He has created. So ponder over the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do not ponder over Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's dhat itself. That is where the shaitan then starts misleading an individual. The incident of Imam Razi rahmatullahi, Imam Razi rahmatullahi, a great imam of his time. And Imam Razi rahmatullahi, who had debated so many atheists as well. But when he was on his deathbed, that's when shaitan came to him. And shaitan started playing with the mind of Imam Razi rahmatullahi. To the extent that Imam Razi rahmatullahi had actually gathered and he had compiled 100 proofs on the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whenever there would be need any debate or so, that was his weapons that he had. So he could challenge or he could defeat whoever he needed to with these proofs of his. However, when he was on his deathbed, that's when shaitan came to him, sowing the seeds of doubt in the mind of Imam Razi rahmatullahi. And Imam Razi rahmatullahi started challenge took place between him and shaitan. Imam Razi would present his proof, and what would shaitan do? Iblis would break that proof. He presented the next one, and shaitan had a reply to it. And it continued in this way, to the extent that shaitan had put him into doubt. The shaitan then had challenged him till all his proofs were almost used up at that time, which meant that now he had the last proof to put forward. If even then shaitan put doubt in the mind of Imam Razi, he would have passed away with doubt in his heart. And you die and pass with doubt in your heart, and that is passing away without iman. But Imam Razi rahmatullah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved him and protected him. That is the incident on its own of how this is why the importance of being bay'at to a shaykh, having that connection with a shaykh as well. That Imam Razi rahmatullah at that time when he was going through this distress at the time on his deathbed, elsewhere his shaykh was sat there and he was doing wuzu, and whilst he was doing wuzu, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened up to him the state of Imam Razi rahmatullah. And at that time his shaykh was doing wuzu, he had the water jug in his hand, the lota. And then when shaitan came to that, said that now Imam Razi had only just that one verse itself left. After that he would have died on doubt. Imam Razi rahmatullah, the shaykh, he put his lota down. And from where he was, he said to Imam Razi rahmatullah that why do you not just reply to shaitan that I believe in Allah Ta'ala without any proof? That I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without any proof. And Allah Ta'ala then placed it in the heart of Imam Razi rahmatullah. He said that, and shaitan left it from there. Shaitan went away from there because he knew that look, if we're going to debate, he'll continue to debate, the debate will carry on. And it's a case of khalas, that's it. Whatever you say, I'm not going to listen to it. Khalas, that's it, finish. I'll believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Brought iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, period, and that it is. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to see مَن يُؤْمِنُ بِالْآخِرَةِ بِمَّنْ هُوَ مِنْهَا فِي شَكٍّ, that who has iman in the akhirat and who are those who are in doubt of the hereafter. وَرَبُّكَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ حَفِيظٍ, and your Rabb is watchful over everything. قُلِ ادْعُوا الَّذِينَ زَعَمْتُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ لَا يَمْلِكُونَ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَلَا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَمَا لَهُمْ فِيهِمَا مِنْ شِرْكٍ وَمَا لَهُ مِنْهُ مِنْ ظَهِيرٍ وَلَا تَنْفَعُ الشَّفَاعَةُ إِلَّا لِمَنْ أَذِنَ لَهُ. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these next verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses those who ascribe partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those who ascribe partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, قُلِ ادْعُوا الَّذِينَ زَعَمْتُمْ, say, ادْعُوا الَّذِينَ, call those who زَعَمْتُمْ, who you have taken min dunillahi, besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Means call those gods whom you worship besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. who لا يملكون, they have no control, مثقال ذرة, over even an atom's weight of anything in the heavens, ولا في الأرض, or the earth, وما لهم فيهما من شرك, they do not even share any partnership in the two, وما له منهم من ظهير, and none of them are assistants to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And ولا تنفع الشفاعة عنده إلا لمن أذن له, and at the same time intercession cannot profit in his presence except for the one who he permits. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here in these verses is mentioning with regards to how those have shirk, the type or the manner in which they did shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That there were those who, their condition of shirk was to that extreme that they would carve idols from their own hands, meaning that they would make idols themselves, and then they would worship those idols. So for them, their deity was that idol. To that extent that their worshipping of idols was such that one would be traveling or walking somewhere and they would see a stone and they would find that stone quite attractive or nice. So what they would do is that they would throw their old god or with it updated, chuck that away, and they would take that stone and make that stone into their deity. And then maybe somewhere they find another shiny stone somewhere, something a bit different, a bit more attractive. Then say, okay, gone with you, and this is my new god. This is how the shirk was. And not only that, but then they would start worshipping anything. That the Sahaba themselves mentioned that there would be an animal, and the animal may do what the animal may have urinated or may have left some dropping somewhere. And somebody comes and covers that up with something attractive. Others might put a flower on it, and then others will come and they start worshipping that as well. And this is, for us, this is something which we may laugh at and we may think that, look, this is sheer stupidity. And in general, when a person looks at idol worshipping, this is, a person will think for sure that, look, this does not make any sense whatsoever. Because I'm sure the deity that is there, if you turn it over, somewhere you will find made in China. So, how can that be any helpful or useful to somebody who itself is in need of being manufactured, molded and created and decorated, painted, varnished or whatever it may be, spray painted or powder coated, whatever it may need, and then after time needs doing again, or maybe if it falls, breaks, cracks, and needs super glue, gorilla glue to mend it and fix it. So this doesn't make sense to those who have understanding. And for us we may find it so astonishing because Allah Ta'ala has granted us that understanding and hidayah. But there are those for who what we say does not make sense for them, those are their deities and that is what they worship. So there were those who are at that extent. Then there were others who did not worship the idols in that form, regarding those idols to be a deity itself, but they worship those idols, taking them to be partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That they are those who help and assist Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they will still believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they will believe that these are the associates of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they are there to help and assist Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then there were others who didn't believe to that extent, but their belief was that these idols are of deities who do not help Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they hold the power of safarish intercession. That they are accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so if they were to intercede on behalf of somebody, then their intercession would be accepted. So there were different levels. They're all shirk with different types and different levels of their shirk. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rejects all of them. With regards to those which they would regard to be, they would just take as idols, they would make them and make them their idols. Allah Ta'ala says, قُلِدُوا الَّذِينَ زَعَمْتُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ, call those whom you worship besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, meaning to assist you in any way in this world and the hereafter. Call them. But the reality is that لَا يَمْلِكُونَ, they do not have any control, never mind major things, but even of مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَلَا فِي الْأَرْضِ, even an atom's weight in the heavens and the earth, even that amount, they have no control over. Here, insan has some control even. That insan is able to take something, move it from here to there. Insan has some influence, that insan can do something to another person, help that person, or bring harm to a person. So even insan has that amount of ability, but these idols that they worship do not even that amount that they can change or control over even an atom's weight in the heavens and the earth. Never mind complete power over everything else. So that is to reject that notion of idol worship. And then وَمَا لَهُمْ فِيهِمَا مِنْ شِرْكٍ وَمَا لَهُمْ مِنْهُ مِنْ زَهِيرٍ. They do not even share any partnership in the two, and none of them are assistants to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the second level wherein they would regard them to be associates of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that they will believe in, as in Hinduism as well, they will believe in Allah who they will call Ishwar. But then Allah has, according to them, various different idols, partners, who will assist Allah ta'ala, na'uzu billah, in rain, or for childbirth, or for agriculture, or for something else, or something else. So these would assist Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So for that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that they do not even have a share in any partnership in the two. And not only that, but none of them are assistants to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not in need of assistance at all. And the third category of those who regarded that the idols will intercede on their behalf on the day of Qiyamah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَنْفُ الشَّفَاعَةُ إِنْدَهُ إِلَّا لِمَنْ أَذِنَ لَهُ. That Safarish intercession will not benefit anybody at all, in front of him, إِلَّا لِمَنْ أَذِنَ لَهُ, but the one who he permits. Means that on the day of Qiyamah, only those will be able to intercede who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them the permission to intercede. And that will be the Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam and the others after that. As we know the well-known hadith of how on the day of Qiyamah, people will find themselves in great distress. And the intercession will take place on different occasions, of different types of intercessions as well. And the people will come to Sayyidina Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, and they'll say that Ishfa lana inda rabbik hatta yurihana min makanina hadha, that intercede on our behalf until Allah Ta'ala eases for us in the situation we find ourselves in. Sayyidina Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, remembering the error he made by which he was sent to this world, will say that, look, today I cannot intercede on your behalf at all. Then he'll say, go to Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, awwala nabiyyin ba'athallahu ila al-ard. Go to Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, the first Nabi Allah Ta'ala has sent to the earth. The people will go to Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, say to Nuh wasalam, intercede on our behalf. So Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, we remember when he questioned Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with regards to his son. And remembering that, Allah Ta'ala said that we will save you and your family, and his son was from those who destroyed. So he questioned Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah said, "Innahu laysa min ahlik," he is not from your family, because he is from the family of kufr here. Remembering that Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam will decline, and said Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam will say instead, go to Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, where he is the Khalil of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they'll come to Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, Ishfa lana inda rabbik hatta yurihana min makanina hadha. Sayyidina Ibrahim will also reject it as well, remembering time that he had spoke an apparent lie which in reality wasn't. And he, remembering that, will say, today I do not have that state where I can stand in front of Allah subhanahu and intercede. Then he will say, go to Musa. He is Ruhullah wa kalimatuhu. That he is the one who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has spoken to. His Kalimullah, who Allah has spoken to. Go to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. They'll come to Musa alayhi salatu salam. Musa alayhi salatu salam, remember the time wherein he one punch, one blow, and he knocked the Coptite out. Remembering that, he'll say, look, today I can't stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Go to Isa alayhi salatu salam. Go to Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu salam. He is Ruhullah. Then when you come to Isa alayhi salatu salam, Isa alayhi salatu salam will then remember of what his followers had done with regards to concocting their beliefs in Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu salam. And he'll say again that, I cannot help you today. Go to Muhammad. Go to Muhammad. And he will say, go to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, الَّذِي غَفَرَ اللَّهُ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِهِ وَمَا تَأَخَّرَ. The one who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forgiven all his previous and future sins. And then they'll come to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and say, إِشْفَى لَنَا عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ حَتَّى يُرِيهَنَا مِنْ مَكَانِنَا هَذَا. That's when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned that Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam will then intercede on behalf of the woman. And Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam will fall into sajda. And he will praise Allah Ta'ala as how Allah will teach him. And Allah Ta'ala will say to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Irfa rasak wa sal tu'ta washfa tushaffa. The raise your head, ask what you want, it will be granted. Intercede and your intercession will be accepted. So this is liman adina lahu, who Allah Ta'ala gives the permission of intercession towards. And then as we know from the various ahadith, that the imams, the ulama, they will intercede on behalf of their congregation. The huffaz will intercede on behalf of their family members. The haji will intercede. So in that way, those who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala permit and give permission to, only they will be able to intercede on behalf of others. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives an example here that, look, حَتَّى إِذَا فُزِّعَ عَنْ قُلُوبِهِمْ قَالُوا مَاذَا قَالَ رَبُّكُمْ قَالُوا الْحَقِّ وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْكَبِيرُ. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes mention of the angels. That on the day of Qiyamah, who's going to just stand in front of Allah Ta'ala and intercede? That look, the angels. Here, these were those idols which are totally rejected. They have no stand at all in front of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So never mind them. Even the angels who are who? The angels who are free from any sin. The angels who are the accepted creation of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who all the time are busy in fulfilling the commands of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, that even their condition is that even they will not be able to intercede on the day of Qiyamah. So when they aren't able to, and when they are the accepted creation of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, then it is far-fetched to expect or to believe that these idols will be able to intercede on the day of Qiyamah. Hence Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala mentions that the state of even these angels is such that on the day of Qiyamah, حَتَّى إِذَا فُزِّعَ عَنْ قُلُوبِهِمْ, until the time comes when the fear leaves an qulubihim, their hearts. That's when قَالُوا مَاذَا, they say. This is referring to the angels. قَالَ رَبُّكُمْ قَالُوا مَاذَا قَالَ رَبُّكُمْ, what has your Rabb said? قَالُوا الْحَقِّ, the reply is the truth. وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْكَبِيرُ, and He is the exalted, the great. Meaning, and this is then explained in the hadith of Nabi Kareem sallallahu ta'ala sallam, that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decrees any ruling, and whilst Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is decreeing any ruling, the angels stand in fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and in that anxiety and fear, they start flapping their wings. And the flapping of their wings sounds like the pulling of a chain on a rock. And if you have a stone and you pull the chain on it, the sound of the wings is like that. And they are out of fear and anxiety, which means that even at that time when Allah Ta'ala is revealing the Qur'an or whatever decisions, out of fear, even at that time they are unable to hear or comprehend what Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is saying. And then when that revelation has completed, then when they then calm down, that's when they say, قَالُوا مَاذَا قَالَ رَبُّكُمْ, what did Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala say? I mean that the state of fear of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is such that when Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, when the angels receive the commands from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, they're overcome with fear. and they remain in this condition until Allah Ta'ala says, حَتَّى إِذَا فُزِّعَ عَنْ قُلُوبِهِمْ, when the fear leaves their hearts, then they say, مَاذَا قَالَ رَبُّكُمْ. That's when those, in one riwayat, as it is mentioned, then those who are closest to the arsh, they will relate to those who are a little distance from them, that this is what Allah Ta'ala has decreed. And those after them will then mention to those below them, that this is what Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has decreed. And in this hadith of Bukhari, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentions, it is then when these angels are relating to the other angels as to what Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has decreed, that's when you have the mustar. Then you have those jinns who steal some information from the heavens. And that these angels, one layer after the other layer, one rank after the other, one, we can say, level after the other. They mention it in Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as Sufyan bin U'ayna then gave the example of like this, that they are like this, meaning in layers. That they relate to the next, to the next, to the next. So in that these jinns, they come and they hear, they overhear something. And if a flying star or meteor either strikes them, shihabun saqib, and they are destroyed, or they might avoid it and then they come. And they come with that news and they then relate that to the soothsayer or to the sorcerer. To the sorcerer. I mean, there are those fortune tellers, there are those who you find in circuses and places who are total fake. And there are those who are genuine. And those who are genuine are those who work with the jinn. So these jinn are those who then overhear something and then they come and they put it in the ear of the soothsayer. And then this soothsayer does what? He, as the Mr. mentioned, he will add the 99 lies with it. False things with it. Now when those 99 false are mixed with it, this one decision or decree is going to come out correct. And when that is the case, then the one who goes to them, when they say, no, nothing that you have said has come out true, they're going to say, but did we not tell you this? And that was as well, yes, that did come out true. So we did get it right, isn't it? And that's how then a person starts believing in them. That they may get one information correct, and the rest are all lies that they mixed with it. But a person just gets that's correct. And this is what so many of these amils do as well. That you have already said something to them, or they have already gathered an idea and then they just play with that. And play and present it in such a manner that you think that look, they have knowledge of the unseen, that before you even say anything, they already know what is wrong with you. And then people become so believing in them that look, without you even saying, Baba already knows what is wrong with you. There are a lot of tricks, like you have magicians. These magicians, they're not doing any magic. They are tricks that they do. There are those magicians who actually work with sihr, with magic, who mesmerize and control the mind. And there are those who may do tricks, illusions and tricks. So many of these amils are similar as well. They also play these type of tricks. And they trick a person to believe, and a person really thinks that, oh, this person knows so much, whereas they don't at all. And there are those who are genuinely fake and have all sorts of methods as well. Like there was one Baba such that he had a couple of entrances to his chamber. And the different entrances were for different purposes as well, or illnesses. And then he would have his men, his jailers outside, would be looking for those, they'll be there hunting, looking for the patients there. for the pray. And those pray, they would be asking him, how do we find so-and-so, Baba so-and-so, how do we get to so-and-so person? So they would say, yes, sir, we know him, and then they'll get into conversation with that person and they'll get an idea what they've come for. Somebody will say, look, we married for so many years and we can't have children. Somebody said, look, we married for so many years, but there's so many things happening in our marriage. Somebody said, look, for so many years I've been trying so many different businesses, but nothing's working out. Somebody will say something. So he had entrances specific for those reasons. So if somebody said, look, we have no children, we can't have children for so many years, we've been trying, he said, okay, look, the directions are, go this way, and that's the door, that side, you go to there, knock on that door, and you can go in. So already they've come from that door, so when they've come from that door, the Baba already knows that what their purpose is. And what he'll do his own muraqabah, close his eyes, and he'll say this way, wait. Don't say anything at all. And then he'll go into a trance. He'll say, bacche nahi ho rahe. Bacche nahi ho rahe. That's why you are here. You can't have children, that's why you are here. And already they are amazed. Look, we didn't even say. We didn't even say what is wrong with us. And he already knew what is wrong with us. And that's it. Then whatever he says, he's willing to do. Whatever he's going to ask for, we'll double that. Whatever he says, and it doesn't matter, halal, haram, whatever he does, it doesn't matter at all. Even if he says, I need to put my hand on her belly, and I need to feel her stomach, or whatever else, let that be as well, never mind. Because he's, no. He's got that amount of power after all. Without even saying anything, he already knew what our illness was. So you have these type of fraudsters as well. They know the tricks that they are, they play with it. There's so many amils who, one amil was caught on CCTV. And how you caught is from those who may go in a room and start doing their muraqabah and whatever else. And then all of a sudden they start going in this corner, and then going that corner, lifting this bed up, or that cupboard up, or this mattress up, and then they find ta'weez from them. And they say, look, I found this ta'weez. So where did this ta'weez come from after all? So one individual, again he had one amil who was there for him. And this amil, again, says, look, leave me in the room, and I'll call you in a while. And he sat there doing his whatever. And then all of a sudden his antennas lit up, and then he's able to find all the stuffs, wherever it is, and he brings it all out. So anyhow, it was in an office. So he did his work in the office. Now this individual, for whatever reason it may be, became a bit curious, or he was in doubt or whatever. So he checked and played back the CCTV. And what did he find? This chap himself is taking the things out from his pocket and putting it there. And then he's showing that, look, these are the things that I have found. It was a case of this person, and he took this out and said, look, your so-and-so relative has done this, your so-and-so relative has done that. And this person was, how could this relative of mine really be that vile and that evil with me? It can't be possible. So this person, then there were doubts there. And that's when they checked the CCTV, and they found that he himself had brought it in his pocket, and then they just took it out. And this amil is supposed to be a reputable amil as well. Not one of those who you'd expect to be total fraudster, but this is what happens. There is so much worldly benefit that comes to a person in this line. So if you go down that line, it's a good business, for in other words. It's a good business. And alhamdulillah, there are those who are genuine as well, who are there to do the khidmat of people, to benefit people, but there are very few in that way as well. And if a person does go down that route, then whole day that's all you'll be doing, you won't be doing anything else at all. It's many who get in touch with me as well, we do this, we do that. Ruhani ilaj. I say, yes, we do Ruhani ilaj. Take bayat and we do the Ruhani ilaj. But that's not the Ruhani ilaj they on about. They on about the other Ruhani ilaj. And if a person goes down that route, then you're not going to be of any use at all. Whole day and night, that's all you're going to be doing, this, that work, and you'll have a whole queue and whole customer service and everything you need for that. So it's a business. Very genuine, there are very few who are available, and very difficult to find as well. Allah Ta'ala save and protect us. And there was a mentioning here with regards حتى إذا فزع عن قلوبهم قالوا ماذا قال ربكم قالوا الحق. It has mentioned in the hadith that in this way these angels, they are in the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another riwayah Muslim mentions, and then when they calm, they do the zikr of Allah ta'ala, then the one below them, they do the tasbih of Allah ta'ala, the one below them do the tasbih of Allah. So Allah ta'ala is saying that even the angels who have so much fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that their condition becomes such that when any command is being mentioned, even at that time they are unaware of it, because of this condition of fear. Until the time comes when the fear leaves their heart and they say to one another, what has your Rabb said? And that's when they reply by saying the truth. That what Allah Ta'ala says, He speaks the truth and He is exalted the great. قُلْ مَنْ يَرْزُقُكُمْ مِنَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Say to the mushrikeen that who sustains you in the heavens and the earth? قُلِ اللَّهِ. And it is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِنَّا أَوْيَاكُمْ لَعَلَى هُدًى أَوْ فِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. That only either we, meaning as Muslims, or you, inna, we, wa iyyakum, or you, la'ala hudan, are certainly correctly guided, or fi dhalalim mubin, or clearly misguided. Meaning that it is obvious that one of us is definitely misguided. Either we are misguided or you are misguided. So if we are misguided, then you are hidayat. If not, then we are on ones. This is a wise way of doing da'wah, wherein a person is not directly attacking the opposition. This to be in Surah Kafirun as well, where it's a case of that la a'budu ma ta'budun, I will not worship which you do, and you will not worship which I will do. So here as well is the same. That is by saying, instead of saying directly that you are misguided, it's a case of look, either I am guided or you are misguided, or I am misguided and you are guided. So one is definitely going to be on the falsehood. Proof-wise, this shows that there are so many proofs with regards to the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when the proof exists and you do not have any proof, then it is quite obvious that one is correct and one isn't correct. This is a polite way of telling a person that you are wrong. قُلْ لَا تُسْأَلُونَ عَمَّا أَجْرَمْنَا وَلَا نُسْأَلُ عَمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ. And say, you will not be questioned about the sins we commit, and we will not be questioned about what you do. لا تسألون عما أجرمنا ولا نسأل عما تعملون قل يجمع بيننا ربنا ثم يفتح بيننا بالحق وهو الفتاح العليم. And say that our Rabb will gather us on the day of Qiyamah, and that Allah Ta'ala is the one who يفتح بيننا means to open up, meaning to decide between us, بالحق with the truth, meaning with justice. And Allah Ta'ala is Fattahul Alim, He is certainly the best judge, because He is Alim, the all-knowing. Nothing is hidden from Him. Other judges here in this world, things can be hidden, things can be falsified, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in front of Him, nothing can be falsified at all. قُلْ أَرُونِيَ الَّذِينَ لَحْتُمْ بِهِ شُرَكَاءَ كَلَّا بَلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. Say, show me those, meaning those deities, whom you ascribe as partners to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Kalla, never. Meaning that there won't be anybody at all who is al-haqqum bihi, meaning equal to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because bal huwa Allahu al-azizul hakim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is Allah. He is Allah who is Aziz the mighty and Hakim the wise. And why Azizul Hakim? Because these two qualities in hand are very important. A person can be Aziz, mighty. You have somebody who is very strong and powerful, but they are not wise. They're not wise. Like we have some children who may be mentally ill. So because of which they do not have full understanding. And sometimes what happens is that when they are not well, they batter somebody as well, isn't it? So, because they are strong, sometimes they just push their parents away on one side. So they have power, but they have no wise. They're not wise, they have no wisdom. So that power without wisdom is not helpful at all. And Allah Ta'ala is Aziz, He is mighty. But Allah Ta'ala is Hakim as well. So Allah Ta'ala doesn't just use His might and power all the time and just start destroying everybody. Allah Ta'ala, out of His wisdom, destroys. Allah Ta'ala gives this respite. This is how Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala works. And finally the verse recited was وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا كَافَةً لِلنَّاسِ بَشِيرًا وَنَذِيرًا وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. We have sent you to the whole of mankind only as a carrier of good news and a warner. However, most people do not know. This is just leave to the translation of this. Inshallah, as time we'll do the tafsir of this in next week's tafsir, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all understanding. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.